The small town of Oak Ridge, nestled in the heart of the American landscape, was a place where life moved to the rhythm of the railroad. For the people of Oak Ridge, the train tracks were not just steel and wood, they were the lifeline of the community. Yet, hidden in the shadows of the bustling junction, lived 15-year-old Emma and her father, Robert.
Robert, a proud U.S. Army veteran, had lost his right leg in a tragic accident years ago. Since then, he had been confined to a small, drafty shack, his life fading into the background of a town that rarely looked his way. Emma was the soul of their small world. After her mother's passing during her infancy, Robert had raised her with nothing but love and a desperate hope for a better future. When Robert's disability made it impossible for him to work, the weight of their survival fell entirely on Emma's young shoulders. She dropped out of school to work in the scrap metal yards, spending her days scouring the tracks for discarded plastic and rusted iron. The townspeople called her the scrapyard girl, often looking past her, yet Emma carried her burden with a quiet, steely determination. Every dollar she earned went toward Robert's mounting medical bills and the bare necessities of life. Despite the struggle, Emma possessed a mind that was years ahead of her age. She was fascinated by the mechanics of the heavy freight trains that rattled the ground beneath her feet. She spent her late nights studying the gears, brake systems, and pneumatic pipes of retired locomotives. Her hands, often stained with grease and grit, seemed to understand the complex language of machines intuitively. On one occasion, when the local mayor's vintage car stalled, Emma spotted a jammed pin in the engine's intake. With nothing but a safety pin, she cleared the obstruction in seconds. When the mayor discovered the scrapyard girl had touched his prized vehicle, he dismissed her with a harsh scolding. Emma left in silence, her head held high, promising herself that she would one day prove that her hands were made for greatness, not just scrap. Then came the day that changed everything. It was the eve of Thanksgiving. The station was packed with families heading home, the air thick with the scent of pine and the excitement of the holiday. Emma was at her usual spot, gathering scrap, when she noticed something terrifying.
A passenger train, the 410 Express, was hurtling toward the station at a dangerous speed. The shrill, continuous blare of its horn cut through the cold air, and the smell of burning metal filled the station. It was clear. The train's brakes had failed. The station master and officials stood frozen in disbelief as the heavy locomotive careened toward the main terminal, where hundreds of people waited. Emma didn't think she moved. She knew there was an emergency derailleur, a heavy, specialized iron wedge tucked away in a long-abandoned storage shed. The device weighed nearly 50 pounds, far too heavy for a girl of her slight frame. But as the roar of the oncoming train grew deafening, the image of the hundreds of families on the platform flashed before her eyes. With a scream of effort, Emma shattered the rusted lock. She hauled the heavy iron device toward the tracks. Her body screamed in protest, her muscles trembling, but her focus remained absolute. Just hundreds of feet from disaster, she slammed the derailleur into place. The sound of the train's wheels striking the iron wedge was like a thunderous explosion. Sparks showered the platform like fireworks as the train lurched, shaking violently, before grinding to a halt mere inches from the terminal wall. A deathly, surreal silence blanketed Oak Ridge. For a moment, no one breathed. Then, a roar of relief and disbelief erupted from the crowd. By morning, the story was on every television screen in America. The scrapyard girl had become a national hero. The governor of the state landed his helicopter in the local college field,
arriving at Emma's shack with a parade of officials. The governor declared that the state would take full responsibility.
Emma was enrolled in Lincoln High School, where she excelled, eventually earning a spot at the prestigious Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. She returned to Oak Ridge and founded the Light Path. Emma proved to the world that poverty is not a cage. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more amazing true stories.